Let me know when you're ready. Go. All right, good morning, peace and love. Welcome to the Peace in the Morning Show. Darius A. Stanton here with the dynamic duo. We're in the studio. You know who they are. Ladies and gentlemen, to my left, your right, in the viewing audience, the man, Daryl Barnes. What's up, Delegate Barnes?
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
All right, no doubt. And on the other side, our Gladden partner. What's up, Queen Cosmic Universe Queen, Queen to the world. Peace and love.
Peace and love, give thanks and praises. Welcome.
No doubt about it. So look, we're here excited. You know what today is. Today is the day that the Cleveland Cavaliers didn't get swept, but they still got the broom. They're out the window.
Totally gone.
And the new champion, who Delegate Barnes called it, he called a sweep, so he don't get that $10 orange pop, but he definitely gets the kudos for being able to call out the winners of the 2017 NBA championship, our very own, who made us very proud yesterday. Called out Prince George's County, Maryland, Virginia, and D.C. None other than Seat Pleasant's own Kevin Durant. That's your boy in the mind. No doubt about it. So if you want to call us up and pump up Kevin Durant at 240-455-5934, you definitely have an opportunity and a stage right here. As a matter of fact, we're going to bring some of his folks from local. George Hodge, Delegate Fennell, bring them just some people who, work with the family himself. Growing up, we're going to bring them to the studio and let you talk to them and just hear about the kind of person that he was growing up and developing. So, that's a big deal for us this morning. So
yeah, the whole team knocked it out though. They had perfect teamwork. Klay Thompson, everybody just got in there. Whip.
Out of this world.
I'm so happy, so proud of them. I was proud of both teams that they used good teammanship. They weren't negative towards each other, but they really put it on. And LeBron even had some nice moves yesterday. Seriously.
brother averaged a triple-double in the final.
It just did not work, as Billy Paul say. It just did not work.
Well, LeBron was going to get his.
Right.
I mean, that's a given.
Right.
I mean, he's not the star of the team and the best player in the league for nothing. So, we knew he was going to get his. And I'm a little biased. Kevin Durant carried the team.
He did.
I agree in teamwork and in the spirit of all that, but he carried the team.
He did.
I mean, he averaged 30-something points per game.
Right.
And he led the way from the very first tip-off.
That's right.
So, that just grows to show. And he said himself, I put in the work to get to this point. So if you listen to his words, he said, I put in the work to get to this point. Meaning, he worked hard. He dedicated to his craft.
Right.
And he committed himself to get to the point to become a champion.
That's right.
And I think for me, that was the takeaway out of all of that. That if you work hard, you dedicate yourself, and you stay committed to anything you do, you too can become a champion.
That's right. That's right. And as a matter of fact, he talked about that. He talked about the fact that his mother was the one that pushed him, sometimes too hard, she said,
I'm sure.
And a lot of times you hear those stories, it's about that push, from the moms and the dads for that matter. And so, we definitely are proud and excited about the kind of man that he is, the leader that he is in terms of, loving and accepting his responsibility with regard to the community. So, it was just it was.
Well, I mean, I think it goes back to what we've always been saying is that it starts at home.
This hurts me.
And during this Father's Day tribute, you look at what Joe Jackson did for the Jackson 5. Mm-hmm. He pushed them. Whether you agree with his antics or not, he pushed them. If you look at the father of Venus and Serena Williams, he pushed them. So it takes someone that cares and loves you and sees that potential in you that's going to continue to push you.
If you look at the Peace in the Morning Show, she pushed me. Yeah, but you're right. That push, and her parents pushed her, and your parents pushed you.
Absolutely.
You look at the success, of our families, and what we're able to do is as a result of that push. There's so much going on with our young people today, and people talk about, it's really, you can create a good home, but it's peer pressure. And sure, peer pressure is there, but it starts at home.
Even at 52 years of age, there's always peer pressure.
Right.
There's always someone that you're looking at someone that you want to emulate.
Right.
There's always someone that that's buying your time and attention. But you have to be strong within yourself to become that champion.
That's right.
And Durant could have said, you know what, I'm going to stay in Oklahoma. Everybody's telling me to stay. Everyone says that, me and Russell Westbrook are a great duo.
Right.
I'm going to stay here and forget the naysayers.
Right.
But, it was that leadership within himself that says, you know what, it's time for a change.
That's right.
And with that, he became a champion.
That's right. And now he is sitting on top of the NBA world with his NBA championship trophy and his NBA MVP, which he most certainly deserved because he was dropping them like it was hot, as well as Steph Curry. I mean, whew, Steph was just
Nice.
He shot a couple from half court. I mean, from the hash mark. But J.R. Smith, if he had stayed, showed up on low, he was.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of player he is. The difference
Yeah.
with J.R. and Curry is J.R. can do it sometimes, Curry do it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Cleveland had more consistency, they would be champions.
Yeah, and you can't. Another thing is with that team, you are not. You can't make a whole lot of mistakes, and they made a lot of mistakes. And then their half court defense was abominable. To be quite honest with you. So, hey, we're gonna definitely bring this back to the stage because we want to get into that. I want to, today we're gonna talk about a couple of things. The dedication and focus. I think is just critical. And every day we have a new opportunity to make a better way. For ourselves and our families and our community. And so, we're definitely gonna get to the holistic sexual healing and family lifestyles, cosmic manifestation, exercises for love.
Yeah, boy.
But we also had some things take place with the caucus out in Montgomery County. And I'd love for you to share that. And if we got a chance, we're gonna put some music in. Give us a call at 240-455-5934. That's 240-455-5934. Give us just an update in terms of the communications and the topics, because you all really were listening to people. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And sharing, and really just hearing what folks had to say, and you're doing this all around the state of Maryland.
Well, the Black Caucus, for the first time ever, what I like to say is we're taking the show on the road.
Okay.
Meaning we're taking the Black Caucus around the state to hear some of the concerns that affect Black and brown people within the communities in which we serve. So, the first stop was in Montgomery County on June the 10th. Which we had a real great turnout. I must say that, for our very first one, the turnout was excellent. And we covered a lot of topics. One was what we did this past session, dealing with education, bail reform, the medical marijuana, medical cannabis, HBCUs. So it was a golden opportunity for us to lay out what we did in 2017 and where we're trying to go in 2018. But more importantly, it was a great opportunity for us to hear from the public.
Right.
What their concerns are and how they view us as elected officials, and what do they think our next step should be, and how do they think we should proceed and move forward. So we covered a litany of things. So I was real excited by that. We had a great turnout of other legislators that came to participate and lend their expertise and their voice. So we covered a lot. We went through a lot, and more out of that came was we want more participation for the next town hall meeting right here in Prince George's County, Maryland.
Oh, excellent. Okay. And when is that going to be?
That's going to be July 13th at Prince George's Community College at Rennie Forum,
Excellent.
which is inside the Student Union building. So my goal is to have at least 200 people participate. And, we're a county that resides roughly a million people. So getting 200 to participate should be a drop in the bucket.
That's right. And we're going to push that here at the Peace in the Morning show as well. Queen, we'll share your insight on moving us around and pushing the agenda and how important that is with the caucus. And then, if you wouldn't mind shifting us to our good topic of holistic sexual healing and family lifestyles. I'm going to take a shift real quick, and I'll be right back on the air.
Okay, thank you. I would like to just ask Delegate Barnes, in view of what he just said about Montgomery County and people coming out, can you share with us some of the issues that were important to them that they brought up at the meeting?
Sure, I think, some of the issues that are relevant across the board, they had the same concern with education. Where are we going with our education system? How much money we putting into our school system as it related to Montgomery County? They had some of the same concerns when it comes to criminal justice reform. What are we doing to reform our criminal justice? Our jail system is more of it is always and will be a business. And we're just throwing people in there to make money. How are we looking at bail reform? It seems like the only one that's making money right now is the bail bondsman. And our people that are looking for bail, they can't get out of jail. So we covered a whole lot of topics and issues, even dealing with the environment, looking at what's going on at the Chesapeake Bay, how are we working with that. So I think it was a great opportunity for the constituents, the public, to get an opportunity to meet us because they did not know, or you still don't know, all the delegates that are in the House of Delegates, let alone you don't know the majority of black delegates that are there. So I think it was a good two-way street. That way we can hear from them and they can hear from us.
I think that's great, and it's high time something like this really did happen in our communities where people get to meet the people who are running the show and those who are applying to run the show, the newcomers in the political arena, so that more people can understand exactly what the agenda is and what their interests are and how we can start to navigate some policies ourselves from home, how in the communities we can come together in our community organizations and formulate our questions for the town hall meeting so we don't just get there and lose our spot, pretty much say, but be well organized when you go there. Know what it is you want to bring up. You want to bring up things about your community centers, programs, places where we go swimming in the summer camps. You want to bring up things about cutting down trees in your community and people are just cutting trees illegally. You want to bring out, a lot of these things may seem small, but in community organizations, these are major, major topics. Animals with a lease, without a lease, people getting their shots, and the things you talked about in school. So I'm very happy to see that this is happening. And I pray that when the Black Caucus brings out their conference, that because of the travel throughout the state, more people will be apt to come out and support it and learn about what's really going on.
Well, I think that is definitely the goal, and I think we're on target. I think more and more people are starting to get more involved politically, especially seeing what's going on at the federal level and how that's now starting to have a trickle-down effect right here in the state.
That's beautiful. I'm going to move ahead with Cosmic Manifestations, Sexercising Exercises for Love. Yesterday, I just want to reiterate something that I talked about to build up the body, the stomach walls, and tissue. A very good and qualified substance that can be used. It's called the bitter kola nut. It's from Africa. It's a powerful nut. Mostly in Nigeria, people pride themselves in having the bitter kola nut in their home, but it does a number of things. It has serious quality medicinal purposes, and one is to build the immune system, strengthen the immune system from all different types of disease, communicable diseases in particular, but also the stomach wall and tissue, how it strengthens it. It builds you up. If you have a lack in energy, you can use it for that. And there are a number of ways you can use it. One, you can peel it and suck on it all day long. When you get ready to eat, put it in a small glass jar, not plastic. Eat your food. Remember to chew everything until it becomes a complete liquid. And then it dissolves into the esophagus. Therefore, it can dissolve into the blood cell and transfer the nutrients throughout the body through the way of the blood cells. The next thing is that you slice it up and you can put it in your favorite drink. A lot of you who know about alcohol, there is an alcohol that they have done the best with grapes you can get. I won't mention them, but those who always have them on their shows, they know what they are. And you can put it inside a pint jar, a quart jar, a half a gallon, a fifth, and let them sit 2 or 3 nuts at a time. Just slice them up, let them sit for about 3 to 5 days, and take a tablespoon of it every day. you'll be amazed what it does for your body and your potency. So I just want to reiterate that. And also, I want to reiterate the ginseng chips, which are from the ginseng root, and they're just chopped up, and you can just like eat one a day and put it under your tongue and suck on it. Very powerful, very good for the men's organ, for your back, reproductive organs, and also strengthen you. Also for people who are taking drugs, if you've had a problem with drug abuse, you should use ginseng. It's very powerful for that, to rebel against those type of things. So I really encourage that.
So the nut itself, you said you can slice it up and then you just suck on it?
Well, you suck on it as it is.
No.
Okay, just as it is. But when you want to make a tonic out of it, you slice it up. You peel it first, you slice it up, and you put it in your favorite liquor or wine that has, I say that the best they do with grapes. I don't want to advertise that on the air. But when you put it in there, it absorbs the liquor. It is no longer an alcoholic beverage. It becomes a tonic, like an elixir that's very good for the male organs and prostate problems, the blood pressure, colon, and cataracts, things of that nature. I also want to go today and speak about things that I heard one caller call in about cardiovascular disease and the irregular heartbeat. To reduce the risk of these things, I must encourage you, please, all of us here encourage you to eat better. Eat better foods. Look for organic. Look for your local farmers markets on the weekends. Go and get your fruits, your tomatoes, your berries, your vegetables as much as possible, as often as you can. Support your local organic farmers. This is key to our success in our health and healing process. In addition to those who have type 2 diabetes, vegan eating programs help to prevent heart attacks and stroke. They also help to reduce the sickness in the blood that causes the blood clots. And how does that happen? It's simple. You're getting rid of the excessive fatty tissue, the cellulose. You're getting rid of the putrefaction that lays in the walls of the upper and lower colon. Also having foot massages, learning about reflexology and beginning to massage the feet from the top to the bottom of the heel. When you massage the toe, the big toe, you get to see that that has a lot to do with a headache because it is directly related to the pituitary gland. So when you have a headache, you massage the big toe thoroughly. The eyes, ears, nose, and throat, the other toes. I deal with the upper head level. So you want eyes, ears, nose, and throat. You massage the toes. You go down lower on the right-hand side, and there's the heart on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side. So you're massaging that in that area, right under the toe, the little area of your foot that never touches the ground. You must ask yourself, why did God do that? Make a part of the foot that never touches the ground. It's curled underneath your toes. It's the most sacred part on your body. And people don't realize that because it never gets touched by anything except water when you bathe. So this is very important to massage the feet. Also the lungs and the next part under the heart. And under that is the traversing lower colon. Massage that very well in a circular motion, pushing in and forward. The heel, when your knees hurt, massage your heel. On the top of your ankle, male, female organs. All of these things are very important. So as a mate, Father's Day is coming up again. You can start today just giving regular foot massages. If you haven't been accustomed to do it, learn how to do it. I have Dr. Solomon's Proven Master Plan for Total Body Fitness and Maintenance. A very good book written by Dr. Solomon. And I think everybody should get this. It's an old book, but Dr. Neil Solomon was once the Secretary of Health for the state of Maryland, Health and Mental Hygiene. I had a chance to meet him. He was a very powerful professor at Johns Hopkins University. He had so much interest in people's health and well-being beyond just conventional medicine. It was also about eating properly. It was also about working out including exercises for the abdomen, concentrating on the abdomen, how you can lose the fatty tissue around the stomach, the lower and upper colon, the sides, the back, the heavy fat that has been gained from eating excessively or eating late at night, which we all want to stop doing that, where the food just piles up and sometimes causes acid reflux. So he has all types of positions for you to learn, male and female. Also for those who have severe back pain. There's a lot in here for severe back pain. And then don't forget exercises for female and male sexual organs. How that you can do more things to really bring your body to the state you feel comfortable, very happy with, and productive. So Dr. Solomon's book, again, Proven Master Plan for Total Body Fitness and Maintenance.
So you're saying, being that it's Father's Day, a good back massage would help, as well as men should get pedicures.
Yeah, you should get pedicures. It's very important that you leave the man every day, or the man leaves you with you on his mind. Not the job, not the bills, not anything negative, but the positive and powerful, poignant things you did in the home to express love. Manicure, pedicure, back massage, shoulder, neck, massage the scalp like you're getting a shampoo. You know how it feels when you get a shampoo. Oh my God, you just love that. For those of you who still have natural hair. For those of you who don't, you're missing with hair weave. You really can't get the kind of shampoo that you need to massage the muscles in the head to help you to really get the circulation, because a lot of your nerve endings are also in your head, like at the bottom of your feet and in your hands and in your colon. So when you get the diagrams that I also suggest you get in Dr. Africa's book, in A Holistic Approach to Africa's Holistic Approach to Health, it's very powerful that you massage the knees, the back, the lower parts of the body, the outer extremities, the knees, the ankles, the feet, and also the male body parts, the physical body parts, the sexual organs, because they too need attention.
Yeah, I would agree.
It makes a man healthy, it makes him strong, it makes him confident. We should not use sex as a vehicle to punish. We should use sex as a vehicle to help, to heal, to push, to produce, to be progressive, to encourage strength, like medication that's good for the soul, medication that's good for the body. So is massaging the male genital area is good for the man's mental health as well.
I love it, and I think our listening audience is definitely taking note. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call right here in the studio at 240-455-5934. We would love to hear from you this morning right here on the Peace in the Morning show.
Oh, and then another thing, in talking about healing and working together, we as a family can do exercises that can bring us together closer, self-evaluation, family evaluation processes. So you're talking to each other about attitude. Sometimes children are very displeased and they show an attitude. What kind of attitude? Walk off while you're talking, slamming the door, grunting. Even adults do it.
Yeah.
Sucking their teeth, things that we were never allowed to do in our home. What can we do about some of those things? We can express the attitude when we reveal what we are for and against.
Right.
So we can have something to lay out, and if you have a pencil and paper, you can write this down, or you can write to Darius on Facebook. Darius says, Stand Mr. Peace and Love, or you can write to me at Queen to the World 1, the number 1, all one word, Queen to TO, the World 1 at gmail.com. And I'll actually send you the Express Yourself evaluation. And it's, I think, if what? I'm for what? If you ask me what? I'm against what? We express aspiration when we reveal some long-range plan or goal, something that we want to do, something that we're aspiring to do, somewhere we want to go. We want to take trips to Africa. We want to take trips to China. We want to go to Vietnam, Southeast Asia. We want to go to Korea. We want to go to Japan. We want to go to Jamaica. We want to go to the Virgin Islands. We want to go to Grand Cayman Islands. What do we want to do? We want to own a big manufacturing company. We want to own a basketball team. What are you aspiring to do? Do you know what your husband, your mate, really wants, your wife really wants to do with her or his life? Do you know what your children really want to do, what they're aspiring to do? So you say, someday I'd like to what? If only I were one of these days, what? By the time I'm what age, I will be what? We express purpose, meaning what we feel we have gained or lost, what we are here for, our value, our purpose. Do we know our value? Do you know the value of your mate? Do you ever think about what it would be like if you didn't have your mate?
Wow, that's a good one. And that's really a good one, because we're all so dependent on our mate. Whether you're the male or the female, at some point you become dependent on them for even the smallest things in life. So what if happened? Are you prepared for that what if?
Right. And this is how you prepare.
Right.
You put the question out there and you deal with it. You don't make it like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I'm afraid, I don't know what to do. You prepare. You have insurances, or you just don't like each other anymore. People grow up. I always say, if you went to a car dealer to purchase an automobile and it had everything in it you wanted, and when you got to sign the document, you read something that says, you will have to keep this car for the rest of your life. Would you buy that car, or would you go to another dealer? In this instance, I'm speaking also about mates. What we express in our purpose. Mm-hmm. What is our purpose? What is our value? And are we valued for what we know we are in a person's life, or who we know we are? So you say, next week I, or next month I, or next year I, or soon we. When I go downtown, when I go across town, when I go to the office, when I go to the job, I want to what? When I go to college, I want to what? When I go to my grandfather's, I want to what?
Right.
I'm thinking about my purpose. I'm thinking about, I'd like to what? In a very short time, I would like to do what? If you want to talk about this, if you have any ideas, please call us at 240-455-5934. Next, we have interests. When we feel what we like to do in our spare time, does the male want to do the same thing the female wants to do in their spare time? Maybe she wants to go shopping. Maybe she wants to get her hair done. Maybe she wants to just be out with the girls, vice versa. Should a man get upset with a woman because she wants to spend time with her friends? Should a woman get upset with a man because he wants to spend time with his friends? You don't know these things until you really write them down and talk about them. You'll be amazed to see what has been hidden in the heart.
Yeah. So if the male doesn't want to go shopping with his wife or mate, is that a problem?
For some people it is, and it shouldn't be.
Right.
It shouldn't be, and that's why these are issues that we need to talk about. This is an exercise for families.
So what does it mean when the male doesn't want to go to the mall? The woman doesn't want to sit there and watch the basketball game. She likes R&B and he likes hip hop. Is that an imbalance? Are they equally yoked, or is just there's something else going on here?
Well, it doesn't mean that they're not equally yoked because they may have similarities and relative likes and dislikes in other areas. Okay, which can also be brought out when you start to talk about your interests. What are you really interested in? Most weekends I like to do what? Say it. Stop lying and pretending it's something that it's not. I don't want to go there. I don't want to do this. Say it. I don't like sitting around when you and your friends are just going from store to store. Some men love it.
Right.
They just love anywhere the wife goes, they want to be there. Some women want anywhere the man goes, they want to be there. But sometimes it's not healthy. To keep a good, strong relationship, people need downtime. Just to go off by themselves. It doesn't mean they're dishing you, disrespecting you, or loving you any less. It means they need time to build themselves up, to get rid of the funk, to make things work for them, to itemize, to evaluate, self-evaluation. Find out exactly where am I right now? What am I doing?
Sure.
This is important.
Yeah. I think everybody needs some me time.
Exactly.
And I think that's real healthy in a relationship, as well as it's an opportunity, as you indicated, to get to know yourself, to get to know your self-worth and what are you doing to move forward. So I think these are some great exercises, and I would ask Darius to ensure that we put these up on our Facebook page and our website so individuals can take this self-evaluation.
Yeah, this is important. The next thing we want to talk about are activities. When we reveal how we want to use our time. Children don't always want to go with you on the family trip.
Right.
Maybe they can go stay with an aunt or a grandmother or grandfather. Maybe they have some other ideals. But you will never know that even if they want to go, they don't want to go where you chose to go.
Right.
They may have they may want to go skiing. They may want to go kayaking, whitewater rafting, horseback riding, tennis playing, swimming. They may want to go to Myrtle Beach. They may want to go to Ocean City. But you won't know that if you don't bring it to the table.
Sure.
You need to exercise. I encourage families to have family meetings. The father is in charge. The mother is in charge. I see that as an equal basis. Family meetings where we do self-evaluation. And we find out what activities. After school, I usually do one. But after school, I would like to do one.
Sure.
One day off, on my day off, I went where? Talk about your experience when the day you went off, you got off from work and you just went walking. Or you just tried to play racquetball. You know, I fell off a horse. Talk about it. Share your life with your mates, with your children. Expose them to your inner self, your heart. This is how we get to know one another better. This is how we get to appreciate each other more because we're sharing our inner selves, our peace and love selves with the people we say we love and who love us.
That's right.
Also, all afternoon, I did what? I stayed on the computer. Well, that's not good when we're telling you that radioactivity that comes from the laptop, the cell phones, the tablet, is dangerous, it's harmful, and causing cancer to hundreds of thousands of people. You can go on YouTube and look it up. An organization of quantum physics, physicists, beautiful, extraordinary professionals in the scientific field who are appealing to the United Nations to please put out something on a global broadcast, a global educational process that lets the people know the dangers of cell phones, the dangers of radioactive technology that we're so easily taken for granted, giving the child the phone, giving the baby the phone to play with, to occupy their time. We are radiating ourselves.
Right.
So these are things that we need to know. Sometimes you express your feelings. I feel like when I'm hurt, what do I do? What do I do when I'm hurt? When I'm angry, what do I do? Some parents don't know that when their children get angry, they go in the room and cut up their clothes. And all of a sudden, they just can't find a particular shirt anymore.
Right.
Or a particular underwear, or a particular dress or pajamas. You said, what happened to it? I don't know. They cut it up. And you're missing these signs because you're not paying attention. When you're doing the laundry, you're not paying attention to what's really there. That they hurt inside, they're angry, they're breaking up something of yours. There's some glass that's missing. You didn't know they just came home one day and threw all the glass in the floor. You understand? They came and cleaned it up, and one day you step on something, so here's the glass. Where did that come from? You never knew that was a child acting out their feelings. Or the mother. Or the father. When something good happens, I feel like what? You need to know how they feel when something good happens, so you can make more good things happen on a regular basis.
That's right, because you enjoy that feeling.
Right, that's the idea. And then when I get sad, what happens? So you can know how to alter that sadness.
That's right.
But if you don't know, if you're not talking about it, you're not going to realize how to exert that peace and that love feeling. You're not going to know what exercise to use when. As value indicators change, people change. People grow, their value indicators change. What they used to be crazy about, maybe they're not crazy about that anymore. Or maybe they just want to go get all the old funkadelic music, Brothers Johnson music, and dance all day long. Maybe they just want to hear some Miles Davis and Charlie Parker all day long. Maybe they want to hear some Bessie Smith and old music.
What about
Nina Simone?
What about Ice Cube?
Ice Cube, yeah. Maybe they want to hear some serious
That's right.
out of Compton rap.
Yeah.
You know, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, back in the day. What I'm saying is, you, us, all of us, we need to learn to respect and appreciate the human being, the human essence, the inside and the outside. Love the people for who they are. Don't try to mold them into the person you want and expect them to give you the outcome that you designed because you molded them.
That's right.
It doesn't work like that. We are individuals. We come out of the womb by ourselves unless you're a twin attached to another. We don't come out with a pencil and paper. We don't come out with a condom. We don't come out with perfume and fake nails. We come out pure. And what we do with that body, that mind, that spirit after we get here is dependent upon how we see and value ourselves.
I like it. I like it. This has been great. You know, give us a call here at 240-455-5934 right here on the Peace in the Morning show. So we've then gone through a whole lot of cosmic manifestation this morning. I mean, and the Queen gave us some stuff that really put some stuff on your mind to make you say,
just to make you go,
Yeah, you know, it's like I never thought about that,
Right.
or maybe I should start thinking about this. And I think it's real important that we start thinking about the things that she spoke about, because it's going to put us in a better posture as we continue to grow and get older. So I appreciate what you were saying, and you know, I'm glad you're back on this show right now, Darius.
no doubt.
You know,
No doubt.
Everybody needs that 5-10 minute break.
That's
But
right.
you know, we're moving right along, and I think I want to just talk about, and we talked about it briefly. Sunday is Father's Day,
Yes.
and I know Darius is a true believer that, you know, Father's Day is every day, and I know we celebrated Mother's Day for the whole month.
We sure did.
But you know, Father's Day is Sunday, and I think, you know, you gave some tips a couple of days ago on things that we can do to prepare for Father's Day, and how do we honor our fathers, and fathers need to take more of a leadership role. So Darius, in your family, your life, how are you preparing your boys and yourself for this important day that's coming up?
Well, you know, first let me just thank you all for rolling with it, and thank you, Roland, for rolling yesterday. Roland Bubba Grimes was in on the Peace of the Morning show, so thank you for stepping in. You know, we really are blessed to have had a great relationship, you know, with our fathers, grandfathers. I know that, you know, my mother really did a great job in keeping the posturing of our family with regard to my dad and I's relationship, you know, growing up. it makes so much of a difference when you can work as a team, and people always support. You know, when you're in roles in terms of family, you have to continue to support on the up, on the down, you know, on the side, on the backslide. You know, whatever it is, you know, you have to hold us accountable. Hold us accountable, but continue to show the love. And I think when children see that, you know, they can appreciate that, and then they can model that. They can hold accountable, but continue to show the love. And that's the balance that we need. You often hear me talk about being not a mama's boy, but a mama's man. And the difference in a mama's boy and a mama's man is eating, taking that weight, but making sure that you can work to deliver, you know, on what it is that you've been trained. And so for my sons, you know, just being able to show them, you know, we do a father's only camping trip every year.
Oh, wow.
Where it's just dads and their children. And, you know, took my sons on that trip and my daughter for almost 15 years straight, you know, and along with a group of other men from New York down to Virginia. And in doing that, what they got a chance to see was nothing but dads cooking, cleaning, doing hair, pitching tents, fishing, or for those who fish, I don't fish, but for those who did, camping, building fires, you know, canoeing, whitewater rafting, you know, just going to the amusement park, you know, just a lot of things that they got a chance, and not only their fathers, but other fathers. And so what it creates is, in an environment, you talked about that peer pressure. You know, when you have a group of men that you can call when you got something going on with your child, because you can't, you're not able to understand how to manage it. When you have a group of men that you can call, and you can leave your children with somebody that you know is going to take care and protect them. You know, those kinds of peers are the kind of peers that you want, because it's a motivation. When you see other brothers doing what they have to do, not going to the game or going to the fight because they say, nah, man, I'm gonna stay home with my sons and watch the game. You know, not going out to the club because they say, well, my daughter's got an event in the morning, I gotta make sure I gotta be there. And saying this is the reason why, not just saying, nah, I'm gonna just stay home, but explaining that this is why I'm not going, because my family comes first.
That's beautiful.
So let me make sure I'm understanding the takeaway. So you're saying your children or your kids, your sons and your daughter, were able to emulate their father as a man. And within that, they were able to emulate other men, which gave the foundation on how to become a strong man.
And how to attract, as in terms of the daughters, what type of men they should have in their lives and what type of men they shouldn't have in their lives.
So it's important that whether the father is there, the grandfather, the uncle, somebody that has a strong presence needs to be in the forefront in the development of that child.
That's right. I mean, you know, their families today are made up of all types of components for various reasons. You know, we talk about before the available African-American men versus women, 100 women, 83 men. So there, you know, mom talks about the share in the man piece. But there is a lot of different combinations. But the key is the fact that you have someone that you can love and respect and honor. And as you said, model.
Unconditionally.
Unconditionally. And you know, part of that modeling is when I make a mistake, I own up to it.
Yeah.
I don't just push it off and say, you know, I had a teacher who used to say, she would eat in class and she'd say, do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
Right? But if you really want your children to be successful, understanding that they're going to make mistakes, be man enough or woman enough to say, I made a mistake, I made an error, and this is what, you know, I'm going to do to make amends. So, you know, just being able to, you know, work with our young people and our children to be able to do that and spend that time, because nothing's more important than that time. And I know, Delegate Barnes, you got to exit stage left.
You know,
So
I'm going to follow your lead.
There you go. So we want to thank Delegate D.B. Barnes for being with us today. Peace in the morning. Tomorrow morning we got David Stansbury from the Jazz Crew coming in, and so the Remnant Band tomorrow morning. So tune in tomorrow morning live here at the Peace in the Morning show, and we will be a treat with Remnant. We're gonna play some of their music, a local band, a local group that sings, but also performs, and it's about 9 or 10 of them, and they're all related. They come from that powerful Stansbury family in Annapolis, Maryland.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely some strong singers, some strong voices, but definitely, and they're also been, touring and performing. So we're excited about having them in the studio. Also come from a family of good fathers and strong men.
Yeah, and speaking of singing, also, I wanted to just make a quick tribute to fathers, because when we grew up, we learned that there is not just the God, a big man in the sky. There is the inner self, the inner God. And for some reason, we are not taught that we have that power. So we have this song, Somebody Doesn't Want You to Know. And we just wanted to talk about that, because we have troubles. I have troubles, you have troubles. You may be in control of how you feel, and you really believe that what you perceive is real, but I'm here to tell you without a fuss, there's something in control of all of us. We are responsible for where we go and where we're going. We should always know, but I'm here to tell you without a fuss, there's something in control of all of us. Man made heat, but not his own feet. Man has a mind, but can't make time. And I'm here to tell you without a fuss, there's something in control of all of us. And that something is the inner self. Look in the mirror at the inner self as a father and ask yourself, do you know yourself really? Do you know what you will do when the lion comes out? When the door is closed and the lights are off and you hear the sound of a roaring lion, what will you do? You cannot see it, but you can hear it. Do you know your value as a man? And if you don't, why not? Why aren't you pushing yourself beyond the limit? Why aren't you getting up early, working out and exercising? Why aren't you doing things to progress yourself, your family? Why aren't you believing in yourself that you are able, that you are capable of achieving things? Because if you're not believing that, you need self-evaluation. Somebody doesn't want you to know you're a man.
Wow, that's powerful. The self-evaluation, is something that we always need, because we always have to look in that mirror and see what it is that we can do better, what it is that we can do better for ourselves, what it is that we can do better for our families, what it is we can do better for our communities. And also, thinking about the people that we support. How can we support better? How can we be a better support system to our children? What are we doing and this is where I want us to really focus and look at today as we, cover Father's Day all week. What is it that we are doing to enable, and what is it that we're doing to help and support? Then that's a question for us as children today are living in a much more different, unique time because of technology. What technology has done is technology has created another level of access that was not there 20 years ago. 20 years ago, children didn't have access to the internet as they do and all the things that are on the internet. They did not have access to cable television at the extent that they do, and all those other elements. And so those things allow all of those different mediums to come into children's lives at a much earlier pace, a much earlier state, and a faster pace. And so how do we balance these technological advances with raising our children, with enabling them and keeping them from growing, keeping them from knowing, keeping them from doing, because we have put these either technological advances in place, or because we struggle potentially growing up, and so we don't want our children to struggle. We don't want our children to have to clean up. We don't want our children to have to do the things that we did that made us successful, that gave us the work, gives us the work ethic to go raise the resources for our families, but instead put ourselves in a position where children feel like they don't have to clean, they don't have to cook, they don't have to work. They can just depend on somebody else to do that.
You become a stumbling block when you do that as a parent. You're not helping. You're hurting the child. You're hurting and stunning the child's growth. That child will be ill prepared for life. That child will be ill prepared for work atmosphere. That child will be an ill prepared consumer, financial manager, ill prepared in every aspect of life. It is like you see a cocoon and you find the worm inside or the larva inside is taking too long to come out. It's having a hard time. You go and get a scissor and cut the cocoon. Okay, the larva will come out, but guess what? It will never be a butterfly. In order for that larva to have turned into a butterfly, it will have needed to use all of its energy, all of its strength, everything that was a part of it to burst that cocoon open. That's what makes the butterfly fly. So when you destroy the child's ability to know how to work, to how to communicate, to be responsible in the home for tasks, for chores, to be respectful, to come in at a certain time, to turn off the TV, to turn off the cell phone, not to be devious. When you stop that, you stunt their growth, they will never fly. The butterfly will never leave the ground. And that happens in so many instances. Children never leave home. 30 and 40 years old, 50 years old, they're still living home with the mother. Some of them wait until the parent dies so they can get the house. They never leave home because you kept them there. A lot of mothers keep the boys, the girls home. Once your child is an adult, not going to school, they need to find a place to live. You should have already prepared them for that. You should have already prepared them to get out on their own and see life. Pay their own bills. See their name on the gas and electric bill. See their name on the telephone bill. Have a rent. Have a lease in their name. This is how you fortify a man, a woman, by teaching them responsibility early in life and staying with them. Subsequently, they do sometimes fall off. You get right back up.
That's right. So, there's a plate that has a picture, and we'll close with this morning. Tomorrow we'll have David Stansbury in the studio along with our call drummer C-Man Anderson with our Independent Artist of the Week here on the Peace in the Morning show. But I want to just tell you about this plate that has a very simple image, but an even more powerful phrase. And it says, there's a tree with limbs, and the tree has birds on it. And beneath the tree are the roots, and you can see the roots going into the ground. And then the verbiage around the plate says, we leave our children with two things: roots for them to hold on to and wings for them to fly away. We leave our children with two things: roots for them to hold on to, those roots being education, those roots being God, those roots being health, those roots being manners, those roots being work ethic.
Training.
Roots for them to hold on to, and the wings for them to fly away. And those wings being traveling, get your passport, being able to go overseas, go to the country, go stay in the woods, go stay in the mountains, go stay in the sea, being able to travel, being able to mind themselves, being able to put their phone down while they travel and be able to pay attention to what's going on around them. Roots for them to hold on to and wings for them to fly away. So that's Darius A. Stanton along with
That was beautiful.
Queen Ayasudebe. That was beautiful. And our great brother Kessiana in the studio. Yes, indeed. Say peace and love, Kessiana.
Peace and love.
Hey, right. Speaking to the microphone.
Peace and love.
And watch
All
the
right.
screen over there.
There you go. So that's us. That's our show today. Thanks so much for joining us at Peace in the Morning. This is
Peace
Darius
and
A.
love.
Stanton, and we will see you tomorrow with the Peace in the Morning show. 9 a.m. Check us out. Like us on Facebook. Give us a rating. We love to get your support for pushing positive content into the atmosphere. Peace in the morning.
Peace in the morning.
Peace in the morning.
That's right, Cassiana, my baby.